Welcome to Engineered Conversations. My name is Justin, and I am joined today by Kristy Pacheco from the Student Success Center here in the College of Engineering. Hello, Kristy.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So, we really got to know each other at the Spring Tech Symposium that happened a few months ago.
Yes.
April, I think, somewhere?
Yes.
And in doing that, we served, like 150 pizzas or something? It was a crazy amount of pizza.
Yes. Yep.
And so we were talking in the midst of many undergrad and grad students getting pizza, and we figured out that we went to school together.
We did.
Here at UTSA. So we are both alum. Not only did we go to school together, we were in the same program.
Yep.
Despite the fact that we work in the College of Engineering, we have public relations degrees.
Yes, we do.
Which probably explains why I like doing podcasts now.
That makes perfect sense.
So a little bit of brief history there. So we've kind of sort of known each other for like 12 years now, but not really.
Yep.
We have
I think a little longer, possibly.
Maybe a little bit longer, yeah.
Yeah.
So you are from the Student Success Center. So
I am.
Can you kind of give us a little bit of overview about what that office does?
Yes, absolutely. So just like the name says, Student Success Center, we are absolutely here to help our students succeed. And what that means can be different for different students. I'll focus really on what I work on. What I'm most excited about is the student organizations in the College of Engineering. They do a lot of fantastic things that our office additionally does for students, such as provide networking opportunities, leadership opportunities. Really, there are so many other things I can't even think of right now. Events, as you just mentioned, is one of them as well. So we have a few signature events that are held throughout the year, and the student organizations are a part of it, as well as all engineering students are welcome to be a part of these things.
Nice. I know I really got to know the Student Success Center through the symposiums, the tech symposiums, and those are the two really, I guess, big events, right, each semester?
They are. Yep. They are two very large events. Once each semester, we do have the tech symposium. And so our office does play a great role in that. And the one in the fall, it typically has taken place in the student union. And the one in the spring is typically held in the, oh my goodness.
Convocation Center.
There we go.
Yeah.
The Convocation Center. I almost called it the gym. That's what it looked like.
It used to be,
right.
When we were students, that's all we had.
There we go.
We didn't have the rec center, which may show our age, but who cares? And it's funny because this past spring, my first spring with doing the tech symposium, because despite what a lot of people think, I have not been here that long. I've been here still less than a year within the College of Engineering. Been with UTSA quite a while, but engineering not so much. But I hadn't been back to the convo in a long time.
Dittos. Same as well. Yes, last time I was in the Convocation Center, I think we only had a basketball team. We did not have a football team.
No, we did not. No, because the football team. But the football team is almost 8 years old now.
Yep.
Which is crazy to me. I mean, because forever the running joke was UTSA football still undefeated.
Yep.
Because
yep, I remember that.
Had no team. So that was actually where I graduated, where my graduation ceremony was.
Yeah.
Was in the convo. The convo is what the cool kids call it. The Convocation Center. Anytime anybody asks where it is, I'm like, that big rust-colored box. And they're like, oh, I know exactly where that is. Like, yeah, because it's a big rust-colored box. But yeah, we didn't have the rec center. We didn't have any of that. So yeah, it was very nostalgic walking back in that.
Yes, it was.
Well, that's cool. So besides the symposium, like I said, because that's really where my involvement with the Student Success Center goes. Y'all do other events as well?
Yes. So right now, I'm just going to start off there. We're actually hosting some orientation sessions for the incoming freshmen. And with that, we have the opportunity for some of our student leaders to come in and speak to the students about their experience, to share their stories. And right now they are recruiting students to be active that are coming into the fall semester. At the beginning of the fall semester, we will have an event held during Roadrunner Days. So we're very excited about that. There will be a fair and opportunity for students to come and learn about different departments, what they offer, as well as our student organizations. We're also going to have a welcome back barbecue. And those are just a few of the first events at the beginning of the year. And we'll have a variety of other activities spread out throughout the year. So we do have a pretty busy calendar. We have different lunches, different sessions. We invite employers to come to different opportunities. We call them Win Wednesdays, and those are opportunities for students to be able to network with professionals in the field. And so I've heard some great feedback from the students that attend those, and of course there's always free food as well, so that's always a nice thing to have.
You know, it's cool. One thing I've noticed, and again, I keep referencing back to when we were students here at UTSA. I graduated in 2003.
Dittos, yep.
So it's been 15 years, which doesn't sound like a long time.
But it is.
But the campus has changed tremendously because I know when I was a student, the community, the outreach, everything like what UTSA is now did not exist.
Right.
Places like the Student Success Center did not exist.
Did not.
We had the RSOs, the Registered Student Organizations. And that was pretty much the extent of what students could do extracurricular wise or just being involved. I was part of a theater group here on campus. Very, very shoestring, not supported by UTSA at all. But that was the only outlet we had. But now there's so many things.
There are so many opportunities. So yes, again, since we went to school at the same time, I was one of those rare students that was very involved on campus. I was actually the president of the student organization council at that time that worked with all the student organizations. So for me, I was very aware of a lot of opportunities, but I met a number of students that when I would chat with them about different opportunities, they're like, what are you talking about? I have no idea if that's here at UTSA.
Right.
And that was amazing for me to hear because it's like, how do you not know? But I get it. Exactly. There were so many of my friends that had no idea about all the resources on campus at that time that seemed like a lot to me, but they've definitely grown exponentially.
It's funny because when I graduated, I moved to Austin for 7-8 years, somewhere in there. Never thought about coming back to San Antonio. Life finds a way. Ended up back here, and one of my good friends, who I was also in the theater group with, had been working here for a couple of years already, and she told me, she's like, hey, come back to UTSA. And I was like, well, all right. So, and when I came back, it blew my mind. All of these engineering buildings were not here at the time. And so I came back, and I was like, what the heck happened? And
no kidding.
It went from being kind of a quote-unquote commuter school to like a full-blown university. Right.
Absolutely. Yes, it has certainly grown. I used to give tours of the university, and when I would talk about engineering, I had the engineering building to talk about, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, wait, what is this building? What's this other building? And I feel lost. I was like, it's a nice feeling, though. It really feels like you can come to campus, you can get so much done. You don't have to come to class and go home.
Right.
You can stay here. You have food options.
Exactly. And they're consistent food options. I remember, again, going back in time, there is it seemed like every semester there was a different little kind of eatery. And there was a place that used to serve the best egg rolls. And that's all I would get were these tremendous egg rolls. And then they went away, and I was so sad because they were the best egg rolls I'd ever had. But no, it's true. And I think the college in general has, like we said, seen not a resurgence, but just a surgence in life and energy.
Yes.
And I think the different colleges, engineering first and foremost, is recognizing that, and we're making it more not just classes for students, but opportunities. Definitely. That's perfect. There are so many opportunities to be able to get involved. We like to connect students not just on campus, but also off campus. And I think that's just as great, just as well as just having a conversation with the student roughly 30 minutes ago. And we were both just energized about all these opportunities that exist. And we're just excited to help make sure that students know about them and have opportunity to take advantage. So
they're out there, and I'm excited that there are so many opportunities and hope to see a lot more students involved.
I know. And, I'm kind of excited about downtown getting a rebirth of sorts.
Yeah.
It's beautiful down there. And I'm glad to see that President Amy has taken an interest and wants to revitalize that area, because I think there's a ton of opportunity downtown as well.
Yes.
And don't get me wrong, if you've never been to the main campus, if you're listening to this from out of state or somewhere, the main campus of UTSA is gorgeous. If you can get past the South Texas heat, which is not our fault, but it's simply just beautiful. And the downtown, I think, is equally as beautiful. And so I'm just glad to see that both campuses are really getting the love and attention that they deserve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I do remember taking classes on the downtown campus years ago. I'm glad to hear exactly that it's going to get a makeover.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, don't get rid of it. I don't necessarily want to drive downtown, because if you've never driven downtown San Antonio, it's kind of a maze. It's crazy, but the downtown campus is gorgeous, and I'm really glad to see that it's getting a new lease on life, as it were. So, besides being part of the Student Success Center, what is it that? Because again, we went to UTSA. So what brought you back to UTSA or San Antonio?
Yeah, so my family's here. I have a very large family in San Antonio, and after spending a number of years living and working in a couple of other places, I knew it was time to come home. And what a better thing to do than to come back to my alma mater, which I absolutely love, and I'm excited to be here. And it's a fantastic city. I absolutely love it. I love the culture. There's so many more opportunities than there were approximately 8 or 9 years ago when I left the city. I remember hearing people at different times saying, well, there's nothing to do. That has very much changed. I do not hear that anymore. I do not hear from anyone that there is nothing to do, because there are plenty of opportunities out there.
Yeah. And I mean, just going off that, once the Pearl opened, it's like everybody's like, oh, did you go to the Pearl? There's this event going on downtown. There's, it's that wasn't the only thing that kind of reinvigorated, but at the same time, it's like the Pearl is like a huge community spot now. So yeah, you're right. It used to be, it's like, oh, you had to go to Austin or to maybe to Houston to do some fun stuff. But now San Antonio, there's every weekend there's something.
Depending on your interest, there's always something to do. So, if you're into concerts, if you're into movies, if you're just into hanging out with your friends, no matter what it is that you like to do, there's something for you. And you're likely to find something almost every day of the week as well. There are a lot of individuals that have grown up here in San Antonio, but then there's also a number of people that have moved here from other spaces and from other areas. And it's fantastic to see this diverse city have many people.
And a shout out to all my nerds. The Alamo City Comic Con has quickly grown into one of the bigger ones in the nation. So that's pretty exciting. I know I can say that kind of things. I'm married with kids. I don't care anymore.
No, that'll be fun. I think that I want to actually go to one of those one day.
So, was there anything else that you'd like to talk about or to mention about either student success, College of Engineering, your higher ed experience, anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, overall, definitely take advantage of the opportunities. That's the best way I can put it. It's, we have so many things, so many wonderful opportunities. This is your time when you are in college to really grow and to learn and to experience things. And, obviously class comes first, and we want y'all to do well, but we also want y'all to gain those out of class experiences.
For sure. With speaking from experience, I'm very glad I got my my bachelor's here, especially from UTSA. And it was a good experience, but I think it just was compounded by the fact that I was part of that theater troupe. If you can even call it a troupe. It was like a gang of people who were like, let's do plays. And that just added to the college experience. And that was before UTSA was what it is now. And
right.
Like we said, there's so many more opportunities to become part of something.
Yes.
There's so much diversity here now. It's not just there's the Greek life, of course, because it is a university, which is great, but there's so many other things as well.
Right, absolutely.
I, from a personal story standpoint, I have a very deep history with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital now. And I have found out since being there, being an employee, that there's a lot of groups and organizations that do work for St. Jude,
Yep.
which is tremendous.
Yeah.
And, maybe they don't get the recognition that they should,
Uh-huh.
but they raise a ton of money.
They do. Yep. They do an event on campus once a year. I forget what they call it on this campus. So a number of campuses do that. And I'm very excited to hear that UTSA is now a participant of that. And
yeah, what was it? Because they did it. My daughter is a patient. That's why I'm involved. So, and she's
Got
doing
it.
well now. So she's
Good.
in full remission. So
Good.
maybe at a future podcast we'll go into that. But it was like up till midnight or something.
Up till dawn.
Up till dawn.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Up till dawn. Yeah. So we got to come. It's when she was like 1.5, 2 years old. She had just 6 months out of chemo. So her hair was starting to come back and able to go out and have fun again. And these groups welcomed her. And it was in the ballroom, the HEB ballroom, and just tons of Greek life students.
Yes.
And they're like, "Oh my God, where are you?" So here I am, like, I'm her dad. I'm important too. So I got up there, and
She was
I
the
could say
star.
She was absolutely the star, as she should have been. So, but no, and that's just one thing. That's just one part of it.
That's just one
it's
thing.
Not,
Yeah.
the groups at UTSA. They're not necessarily strictly for UTSA. They're for everything.
Right.
They branch out.
right.
There's charities. There's
Absolutely. And I love that. Yes, I love that you're bringing that up, because exactly, there are so many opportunities. I myself, so a little bit about my experience, I joined a sorority. That was my first point of involvement, and that only led to more. I got involved with the student organization. I became an ambassador. I had a few different majors throughout my tenure as a
Did I?
as a student.
I think you have to do that though. For the students who know what they're going to do and they go through all 4 years, God bless you.
Right.
I was not one of those students.
Nor was I. So the best way I was able to learn was actually by connecting with people and finding out what they were interested in. And I ended up with a degree in communications, of course, because I had it, and this is a true story. I had a professor I absolutely loved. I even took another class by him. I didn't need it, but I wanted to take it as an elective just because I enjoyed him. Wish I could remember his name. I cannot. And that's when I decided to change my major to communication, because I found something where I can continue to do what I love, which was speaking to people, learning about things, presenting information, and I could do well in the classroom as well. And so that worked for me. So going back to organizations and opportunities overall, there are so many things that are out there, and the neat thing is that you can also do what you love. As you mentioned, service. That's a huge thing. So many organizations do have a service component. A lot of inside the classroom experience as well as outside the classroom experiences, a lot of times we are incorporating service into these things. So I think that's wonderful that we're doing that these days.
And one thing too, to kind of tie it back into engineering, is that one of the big groups for us is the IEEE.
Mm-hmm.
And that has led to a lot of students getting pretty lucrative careers once they do graduate UTSA, either with their bachelor's, master's, or PhD. So it's the involvement. It's not. It's
Yes.
getting the degrees.
Yes.
But it's the involvement that can lead to a prosperous career outside of UTSA.
Yep, absolutely. Yes, it's about getting that hands-on experience. Of course, you're going to have opportunities. Ideally, all of our students would have opportunities with internships and other things. But before you might get to that point, you can have experience where you are tackling a project, you're at an event, you're connecting with your peers, you're learning how to lead projects. That's a huge part of it, as well as the leadership experience. But it's also the people you're going to work with and the people you're going to meet. And you're also going to have something that you can speak to. When you graduate and you interview for your first job, it's not just about having a resume and showing that you are a part of something. It's being able to speak to it and say exactly what you did, which can go a long way.
Going off that, I know it's one thing my chair mentioned. It's kind of, there's a lot of students who are afraid to take leadership roles. Don't be afraid.
No.
Be the leader, because that speaks volumes for you. So if you're able to step up into a leadership role, do it. It's scary.
Absolutely.
And it can be terrifying, but it's worth it.
Yes. It's very true. That is extremely true. I will share this with you. In fact, just about my personal experiences, I was extremely shy, and it wasn't until I stepped up into a leadership position and I had to speak in front of a bunch of people that I was like, I can do this. Okay. This was very different. I have naturally been a quiet person throughout most of my life, and I probably still am today. However, can I get up and talk in front of a lot of people? Yes, I will do it. Doesn't mean I'm not nervous about it, but I'll do it. And the reason is because I had that experience in a student organization. And so that's just my personal story, but I know a number of students that I've connected with over the years at different institutions. It's the same thing for everyone, with different scenarios. Maybe it's your first time ever taking on a new project. You've never done that before. It's a perfect opportunity to do that and to be able to lead others. And you'd be amazed at some of the skills that one can develop by these various experiences.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I know I'm the same way. I enjoy being in front of a group. I get nervous as hell before I get there. It's like right before I get on stage. And I've gone to several events for St. Jude specifically, where they've asked me to speak, and I'm more than happy to do it because I feel like it's my teeny tiny way of giving back to what they've given me. But right before I get up there, my heart's like just going nuts. On the microphone, if you can't tell, that was me beating my chest. But once I'm on stage, it's like this calm comes over me. I'm like, okay. And then I can speak to the room, like you said. It's just, and then I start going on and rambling, and then they're like, "Okay,
you're done."
They give me the giant hook around the neck. They're like, "Come on, let's go, let's get off."
Yeah.
But that skill I learned from going outside my comfort zone, getting on stage, doing plays that I had no right doing, with people that I've formed lifelong friendships with and continue to still be friends with to this day.
Yeah. And
it was because of the community that we at the time had to basically forge ourselves here at UTSA, but it's like it's grown. I felt like we kind of carved the path.
Yeah, I like it.
We're the trailblazers. I'll take credit for that. No, there's a lot of people who did way more than me, but it's not a struggle anymore to find something to do, something to become a part of.
Definitely.
Whether it's involved with a class itself, with a department or a college, or it's outside. It's completely separate from academic affairs altogether.
Yes, absolutely. So no matter what it is that a student decides to do, as long as they do something, as long as they're not just coming to class and that's it. A degree is fantastic. It's an amazing thing, right? But you need to have more to add to your resume than just what degree you earned. I don't think anybody has that anymore these days. So
right. It's kind of like you buy a nice HD TV, right? And you get this awesome TV and you're like, yeah, got this great picture, but the sound system is terrible. Right. So you got to flush it out with the sound system. And then you got to buy the Blu-ray collection so you can have something to watch.
Yep.
Did I mention that I'm kind of a nerd? But it's true, it's absolutely true. The degree is the bones of it, but then you got to build the muscle and everything around it and really make it a full-fledged experience. Yes. Academic career is something that people say a lot. I say it myself when I speak to students. It's like, good luck in your academic career, this and that, but it's like, good luck in your academic experience.
Yes.
Because you need to. These are the years where you don't have to worry about going to a job every day. These are the years where you should be able to build yourself.
Yes. And that reminds me, so something I did not touch upon, which is a fantastic opportunity, is study abroad opportunities. They exist. So, how we were chatting about some of our experiences. When I was a student, I didn't realize that study abroad was a thing until it was a little too late. So I did learn about it, but unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to go. I'm so glad to hear that so many students these days are taking advantage of that. And we do have several opportunities just in the College of Engineering for our students. And I think that's a wonderful thing to hear from students who are taking advantage of that.
It's true. Yeah. We didn't have one this year, unfortunately. But last year, we had a group of students from electrical who went to China. And I mean, you made memories that you can't you can't buy that kind of stuff.
Right.
You're over there and you're seeing a world completely unknown to you. And it's just, you take it in, and it's like I said, you build these memories and these experiences that you can't ever replace.
Right.
So,
Right.
And the fact that those are offered to students here at UTSA is tremendous. I too missed out. I wish I had pursued some kind of study abroad, because that would have been awesome.
Yep.
To go
Yep.
to Europe, Asia,
Right.
wherever.
Right,
So,
right. I didn't get to participate. However, a friend of mine, she did make it to Italy for her semester, and so the closest I got was to go visit her at the end of her semester.
well, hey, at least you got to go there.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. I think the closest to a study abroad trip I got was looking at an atlas in one of my textbooks. So, not quite the life.
You got to envision yourself there.
Yeah, not quite the adventure that I would have, liked to have done. But hey, it's fine. It's fine. So, yeah. So, pursue your degree.
Yes.
Preferably in engineering.
Yes.
But gain the experiences too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what
Yes.
I think college should be about.
Yep.
Getting an education,
is. Yeah,
and
definitely.
getting an academic education, and getting a life education.
Yes. Yes.
Because these, it sounds so old when I say this, but these are the years. But they are.
But
this
it's
is the
true.
time in your life
It's
where
true.
you can truly do that kind of thing.
Yep.
Explore.
You get to decide who you're going to be for the rest
Exactly.
of your life, and really start to make decisions for yourself, and really start to think about who you are, what your values are, and where you want to go in life. How much money do you want to make? Where do you want to live? Etc. Yeah.
It's true. It's true. So everybody who's listening, who's not graduated yet, these are words of wisdom.
Yes, they
Take
are.
them to heart.
Please do.
No, but and for those of you who have graduated and want to come back to college, come on back. We're here for you. So, Kristy, thank you so much for joining us. Again,
I've enjoyed it.
from the Student Success Center here in the College of Engineering. If you have any questions, their office is in the engineering building.
Yes.
If you're here at UTSA, and then hopefully, I'd love to have you back on here. This was fun.
Yeah, it was.
So we will do this again sometime.
Excellent.
So thanks everybody, and we will talk to you soon.